What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maylay Allday, coming back at you with another video. First off, I want to say salute to 10 Toes Down. He did the interview with Ronald Savage Bee Stinger. Everybody know him from the Bambaataa episode. And so what this video is going to be about, it's not about Bambaataa or Bee Stinger or any of that. I've been watching Leila Wills documentary titled Zulu Nation, the first gay hip-hop family. And I thought that was, whatever, she was doing what she did. But then I watched 10 Toes Down interviews with Bee Stinger. And Bee Stinger might not be the smartest guy, but he got one thing right. And he said some things that Leila Wills and Star might want to have to answer to. He said behind the scenes, they were pushing him to go after Bam and to try to sue him and get money out of him to make their claim stronger, because as you watch her documentary, it says no one has came forth and filed charges against Bambaataa to corroborate their story. Like that means, maybe they're lying, or you have to give a testimony to say something happened. You heard a lot of witnesses. The girl that Charlemagne the God was convicted of, what was the charge? Because, he sends out letters, corrupting the morals of minors or whatever it was. That girl's mother said that she didn't press charges because she didn't want her daughter on the stand and having to go through what victims go through when they got to relive that trauma. You know what I mean? You could be talking about anything that happened in your life, and if it's hurtful, you don't want to talk about it. Break up with your husband or your wife. You don't want to talk about it with people, the public, the world. So when anyone looks at you, all they see is that incident. So I'm going to play the clip, but Bee Stinger said, why in the fuck would you name that shit the first gay family in hip-hop? So everybody that's associated with that, all the victims, it's like you're calling them gay. These people are traumatized. If you cared about the victims, you wouldn't have named it that. Leila Wills, you got to answer for that. Why did you name it the first gay family in hip-hop when in actuality what was going on was not gay? It was a crime. It was molesting underage victims. That's what the documentary's about. It's not about gay. It's about getting at these young boys. And then, Leila, when Ronald Savage said you and Star were pressuring him to file charges and putting lawyers in front of him and stuff like that, doesn't sound like something that someone who supports the victims would do. So Leila Wills, did you do that? Star, did you do that? Did you put your documentary before the care of the victims? These are answers we want to know. So I'm going to show you the clip of what Bee Stinger said, the 10 Toes Down. Salute the 10 Toes Down. If you ain't watched the video, go watch it in its entirety, because I'm just going to play a little clip.
I just texted him back, and he was talking about that he'd be taking the scissors and...
cutting his...
Yeah.
Wow.
So I told him not to do that and come and talk to me. See, because a lot of these victims, they was watching this film and documentary, right? They don't understand that you triggered some shit in people's head, like mine and others. Because if you were truly for the victims, you would have never named that film Zulu Nation, the first gay family of hip hop.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Who in their right fucking mind would name a documentary so harsh and disrespectful to anyone, and it's still a whole bunch of victims in that organization. So that means that you're calling me and everyone else gay.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get at the abuser, trying to get him upset.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But you forgetting about the victims that you say you care about. If you care about it, you never would have mentioned the word gay.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I have a right to be mad.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
And I know some people that's with the LGBTQ community who's pissed off at that title.
Yeah.
You don't do that because you trying to get at this man. You know what I'm saying? And then when I did that interview on that documentary, I did it so that they could stop bothering me. So that's why I say I was forced to do it.
Well, Leila, it's not in my words. I watched the documentary. I thought it was pretty good, but I wasn't watching it from the victim standpoint. And so what I got from that was, yo, that wasn't cool. And maybe because you weren't a victim, you didn't look at it from that standpoint. But what he said made sense. And then I'm looking at, were you heckling him for the interview? Did he get any money out of it? You know, if you're a victim's advocate and you're for the victims, if they don't want to do an interview, why do you keep pushing? So it just leads some questions to say, everybody involved in this Bambaataa molestation, alleged molestation ring, you know, it makes me question what's really going on. I know someone that had an interview all scheduled, slated to go with Bee Stinger, Tazo TV. And Bee Stinger told him, you know, I'm in therapy and I don't, there's certain things I don't want to talk about. I don't want to trigger anything. I got to talk to my therapist to see if I can do it. And Tazo, the honorable man he is, said, you know what, Ronald, if it's going to trigger anything, I don't want to cause you any harm, and let's just forget about it. And then Bee Stinger pops up on Real G's with an interview. He pops up on 10 Toes Down with an interview. He got a Instagram page, or he got a Twitter. He's doing a whole bunch. And people talk about Hassan and go at Hassan because the shit Hassan does on YouTube. Granted, he deserves some of it. But Hassan isn't looked at like a victim because of how he's moving. So we know this shit happened, but because Ronald Savage isn't doing what Hassan's doing, people got sympathy for Ronald. You know what I mean? But when you look at it and you start hearing things behind the scenes, he's rapping, he's taking interviews, he's doing all type of stuff. He's talking to different ones, and he's doing interviews, he's doing a lot. So then I'm wondering, is he getting paid? What's going on behind the scenes? He's saying Leila Wills and them forced him to do shit. Then I'm looking at her side eye like, did you really do this? So I want to know what's really going on with this Bambaataa shit. Now that the 14th has passed and everyone's had their bite at the apple, the only one who hasn't had his bite at the apple is, what's his name? Lance Taylor? Lance Johnson? Lance Taylor? His name is Lance something, a.k.a. Afrika Bambaataa. He liable to come in here and throw some salt in the game. So Leila Wills, did you pressure Bee Stinger, Ronald Savage into doing the interview? Did you do that? And as he said, did you think about naming this the first Zulu Nation, the first gay family of hip hop? Did you think about the impact that it would have on the victims? Because like Ronald Bee Stinger said, you heard him say it, not me. He feel like you calling him gay. Anyone that was the victim, you calling them gay. Leila, you're going to have to clear this up. You're going to have to clean this one up, man. Star, my man, Star. Star really ain't my man because like he said, I don't have any friends. Hit this stogie. He don't have no friends. Bee Stinger said you pressured him behind the scenes. Kept telling him to sue, sue, sue. And he said the reason you wanted him to sue was to cover for the documentary. So you would have people that are suing him. And then Bambaataa could have less reason to come after you because there's people that sued him. I don't know, man. This whole thing seems grimy. Everybody's getting money out of this Bambaataa situation. So are there victims or are there benefactors? Are you a victim or a benefactor? What's really going on? It's Maylay Allday, and I'm going to keep digging. We're going to get to the bottom of this one. And remember, if don't nobody love you, Maylay do. Adios, amigos.